guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to briefly talk about movies that I would recommend if you like the film Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Till this day, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one, is a piece of cinema that really stands out. It's very gritty, it's very raw, it's intense. It's a great looking film in regards to the sets and the characters and how realistic things feel, especially compared to other movies that came later. So I'm going to pick out here 5 films that sort of remind me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I recommend you watch if you like the series. So the first one is, of course, The Devil's Rejects. And House of a Thousand Corpses actually is really what I meant to say. House of a Thousand Corpses is a Rob Zombie film similar to something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with a crazy family going nuts and torturing people. Everyone's a very big character. It's definitely got more of a sleazy aspect to it and a cartoony aspect with lots of brightness and weird characters that almost seem cartoony or comic booky in a way. But it's a great movie. It's very fun. It's quotable. It's an excellent film for horror buffs. The Devil's Rejects is good as well. It follows the family again, but it's more of like on the road type of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So The Devil's Rejects is good, but House of a Thousand Corpses is probably my favorite out of the 3 films. The third one is called Three from Hell. But this is the one I would recommend, House of a Thousand Corpses, if you really like Texas Chainsaw. And then if you enjoy it, maybe watch the other 2 films in the series as well. The other one I would recommend, even though I don't love this film and I've reviewed it pretty recently, it should be coming up on the channel down the road, Midnight. Midnight is about this young woman who goes on a trip with these guys who she hitchhikes with, and they pick her up and they get embroiled in this small town satanic cult who are killing and capturing and torturing people. And it's pretty good. It's not a great film, but it's kind of fun and has its moments. It's done by John Russo, who worked on Night of the Living Dead with George Romero. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, with like the backwoods kind of slasher element, I would check out Midnight. Though, again, it's not one of my favorites. Another one I would recommend, and I do like, is Motel Hell. This is about a brother-sister team who run a motel out in the woods, and they are killing people and using the meat from the bodies to make barbecue that they sell to the town. It's definitely fun, and it's more comedic, way more comedic than Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's a fun little movie, and I think that if you like that film, you'll find little sprinkles of it in this movie that you'll enjoy. Another one is Mother's Day. This is a little bit of a hard-to-find film now, but they have an American Blu-ray, and then this is the 88 Films English Blu-ray, which is region-free, or at least Region A compatible, so you can watch it in America. It's about this crazy family. I think it's 2 sons and a mother who live out in the woods, and they capture and torture women. And it's gritty. It's kind of funny in a way, in a sadistic sort of way. And I think it's originally made by Troma, which is interesting because it has a little bit of that Troma feel to it, but a little more realistic. I want to say it was Lloyd Kaufman's brother who had a hand in it, but I could be wrong. I know someone's brother had a hand in it that wasn't as, Charles Kaufman, I was right. They weren't as prevalent in the Troma scene, but they did this movie, and it actually aged very well. It's fun, it's gritty, and it's got that weird Texas Chainsaw feel of this crazy mother who is instructing her kids to torture people. And then finally, and most definitely not least, Skinned Deep. This is a movie I reviewed recently, which again feels very much like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. However, the characters are very weird and zany. There's a lot of darkness, there's some nudity. There's a character with a huge head whose brain is popping out of his skull. There's this character on the front with the face that's made out of metal that looks like something out of James Bond. There's the guy from Willow, whose name is escaping me right now, who throws plates at people and the plates, hit them and explode. Or maybe have blades at the end of them like Kung Lao's hat from Mortal Kombat, and he cuts them. And it's just this crazy family that captures these people and just starts torturing them, and everything is very over the top and weird and strange and sort of unsettling and claustrophobic. It sort of reminds me of House of a Thousand Corpses in turn that it has that zaniness to it, but this one, I don't want to say feels darker in a way, but it's definitely stranger in some aspects. So this one and House of a Thousand Corpses are probably the closest to Texas Chainsaw I would recommend out of these 5. The other ones have kind of maybe instances of them or little nuggets of Texas Chainsaw. These 2 are the top in terms of Texas Chainsaw Massacre similarities, I would say. So guys, let me know if you've seen any of these films, what you thought of them, and if you think I'm completely off base or on base saying that they are similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre from the 70s. Thank you guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.